Welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to see the basic and the core concepts that we need to understand from the book Can't Hurt Me by David Goggin. David Goggin is the most famous and the toughest man in the Navy SEAL CEO of United States of America, right? He is the one who is the toughest and the strongest man in the world. So his book Can't Hurt Me is the most lovable and the top 10% just self-help book, right, I have ever read. Right, the first takeaway that we need to take from this book is what? Embrace the suck. Right, you have to embrace the suck. How we are going to embrace the suck, right? The first step that helps to embrace the suck is what? You have to identify situations that cause you discomfort or fear. What are the situations? What are the thing, or what are just the conditions that just make you discomfort, or what makes you to frustrate? You have to identify those things, right? Second step that help us to embrace the suck or the fear is what? Deliberately what? Place yourself in these uncomfortable situations regularly to build self-resilience or discipline yourself, right? You have to just deliberately, you have to place yourself on that uncomfortable places, right? Those uncomfortable situations regularly to build resilience, right? Resilience. Step 3 that help us to embrace the suck is what? Reframe your mindset to see the discomfort as an opportunity for growth rather than a threat, right? You have to reframe your mindset to see discomforts as an opportunity for what? The growth, rather than what? Fearing them, rather than looking them as something to treat, right? Step 4 that help us to embrace the suck is what? Reflect on each experience to understand how you handle the discomfort and what you learn from it, right? You have to just reflect upon on those situations, right? And how you are just handling those things, right? At the end of the day, maybe at the end of the week, maybe whatever the day you are picked, just you have to reflect on that, on your behavior, right? On those situations and on that thing, right? The second thing that help us to embrace the suck and to have just the tough mindset is what? Calluses the mind, right? Callousing your mind, coalescing your mind, right? How we are going to coalesce our mind? Step 1, you have to set challenging mental and what? Physical goal that just push your limits, right? You have to set what? Challenge mental and what? Physical goal that push your limits, right? Beyond the limit. You have to operate beyond the limit that you are operating, right? Because beyond the limit there is growth. Beyond the limit is not under the limit, right? It's beyond your limit that growth is happening, right? So you have to just set challenge mental and physical goal that push you, right, more than right your limit, right? Step 2, just you have to regularly what? Engage in difficulty tasks, maybe like long distance running or maybe solving complex problems to just showing the mental toughness, right? That is step 3, practice positive self-talk and what? Visualization techniques to prepare for endure hardship, right? Those hard situations, right? Step 4, you have to what? Celebrate small victories, small wins, small milestones, right? To just reinforce your progress and to motivate further growth, right? Because if you are just celebrating so small achievement, right, you can just reach your goals, right? But unless you are just because when you just celebrate those small wins, right, you are just self-motivated to do the big things, right? Because small achievement add up becomes what? Your big goal, right? Your dream will be satisfied, right? The third takeaway that we take from this is what? Accountability mirror. The mirror that make you more accountable, right? how we are going to be accountable, or how we just account to the mirror, right? Step one, look in the mirror daily and what, honestly assess your actions and habits and performance, right? Honestly, you have to just see yourself in the mirror, and you have to be honest to yourself, and you have to ask yourself your strengths, your weakness, and your action, your habit, your performance all day long, right? Talk to yourself those weakness, those habits, those performance to the mirror, right? Step two, just you have to write down your shortcoming in just areas for improvement on sticky just notes and place them on the mirror, right? You have to place on the mirror. By this, you can use search, set specific actionable goals to address what, each area of improvement. What part of your life should need what improvement. You have to assess, you have to have set, and you have to set what actionable goals, right? You have to plan for that to make improvement on those areas, right? Step four, you have to review your progress regularly and update your goals as needed to just ensure continuous self-improvement, right? The first takeaway is taking solve. Why taking solve? That means you have to take all day long, you have to take the solves, right? How we are going to take the solves, right? The first one is what? Identify situations where you can just push beyond what is expected of you, right? You have to identify the situations. You have to identify the conditions that you can push beyond what's expected of, right? Step two, you have to set what, ambitious personal benchmark or goal that what, surpass conventional standards, right? Step three, you have to channel any doubt or negativity you encounter into motivation to exceed what, these benchmarks, right? Step four, use your achievement to what, inspire yourself and others, and also you have to show what's possible when you push your limits, right? By just doing something, you can inspire others, but you can make them to understand the possibilities, right? The fifth takeaway is what, the 40% rule, right? 40% rule. That means 40% achievement, right? Rule. This is a rule. So the first one that help us to understand this is what, recognize moments when you feel like giving up or believing you have what, reached your limits, right? You have to recognize the moments. Then step two, just you have to acknowledge you are what, likely only at 40% of your actual capacity, right? Still 60% is not just used, right? You have to understand that, right? Step three, you have to develop strategies to push beyond these what, meta barriers, such as maybe setting small incremental goal or using motivational self-talk. That is right. You have to develop strategies to push beyond these meta barriers, right? By just you may just small incremental just goals, or maybe using motivational self-talk, right? Step four, you have to track your progress to see how often you can push past your perceived limits and just build on this success, right? The sixth takeaway that we need to take from this book is what, uncommon amongst the uncommon, right? To understand this concept, you have to just assess the standard of the group you are part of, and you have to identify ways to exceed those standards. Step two, you have to set personal goals that go above and beyond what, the group's expectation. Step three, you have to continuously seek feedback and what, look for areas where you can just improve even if you are already performing well, right? Step four, you have to just understand and never settle for being average, right? Even among just high achievers, you have to strive for continuous self-improvement, right? The seventh takeaway is what, stay hard. How we are going to develop the habit of staying hard all the time, right? The first one is what, commit to maintaining what discipline in all areas of your life, regardless of what circumstance. Right, the circumstance may be not comfortable, the circumstance may be discouraging, maybe all the situation may not be comfort, but you have to commit to, you have to discipline to maintain what, just maintain discipline in all areas of your life, regardless of the things that happen to you. Right, step 2, you have to develop a daily routine that what reinforce your goals and keep you focused. Right, you have to just develop a daily routines, a daily habits that reinforce your goals and keep you what focused more and more, right. Step 3, when just faced with setback or difficulties or challenges, you have to remind yourself or your long-term goals and why you are started. Right, by this focusing on your long-term goals, you can surpass the setback, you can surpass challenge, all the difficulties. Right. Step 4, you have to practice perseverance by just setting and achieving what small daily actionable goals, which build what momentum towards your larger accomplishment, larger dreams. Right, the 8th takeaway is what create your own path. You have to create your own path. How we are going to create our own path, right? The first one is reflect on your true passions and what you are genuinely want to achieve, free from just societal expectation or all that stuff, right? So you have to reflect on your just true passion, right? Genuinely, right? Step 2, you have to set bold or big unconventional goals that align with your passion and values, right? Step 3, you have to develop a plan to just pursue those goals, including identify potential obstacles, maybe strategy to overcome them. Right. Step 4, you have to persist in your journey despite the setbacks and criticisms, staying focused on your unique path and continuously what adapt as needed. Right, this is the great book that I have ever read, and I really recommend you to read it. Right,